The Geek Show on CSR 97.4.
Hello my friends and welcome to The Geek Show Play Dungeons & Dragons. Our story begins in the city of Imdara, the jewel of the nation, the stronghold of man. But we find our heroes wandering the streets towards their favourite bar, the Scurvy Dwarf, a shady place filled with unsavoury characters. Our adventurers enter the bar, walk up to their friend Auric, the barkeep who waits patiently to hear news of his friends. Welcome, my friends. You have returned from Kurzad Bridge. How was your adventure? How did you fare?
It went brilliantly!
Wow.
It was the best. It was the best one we've ever done. We killed all the orcs. There were a few, big giant monsters. And, yeah,
Just
they
killed
were...
them.
We just killed them, man.
Knocked them out the park.
We owned them.
Yeah.
Any battle with me is sure to be a success.
Shut up, John. You're the worst.
I see, so the usual it went terribly you're covering up. Fantastic. Your usual table, I presume.
Yes, you see right.
The dwarf motions towards a table in the far corner. Your usual place. A comely bar lady brings over some drinks for you. Sit you down. Orange juice all round, your favourite drink.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Orange juice.
Nothing like replenishing with some lovely vitamin C.
As you sit, all evening, dancing cheerfully, drinking your way through all the orange juice there is in the bar. A man approaches, hooded and cloaked. You do not know who he is. He comes to your table and says, "Are you the heroes of Kurzad Bridge?"
Who's asking?
He reveals his face. "I am Wulfric, the Lord's Chamberlain. Good evening.
Good evening,
Hi.
sir. Hello, how are you doing? Very nice to see you.
My lord wishes your services. He heard tales of what you did at Kurzad Bridge and is intrigued. But I am not. What makes you worthy of this task? Who are you?"
I am John Goblinsbane, veteran of 7 wars. I have served many kings and seen more overthrown. I fought in the Battle of Skola Vale and slayed 10 score goblins. I have captained the charge into the Golden Keep, where I laid the Witch Queen Aramesh to rest. My adventures are great and many, and complete my life. I fight till I fall, yet I never fail. Long may I live.
And what of you, mage?
I am Zozime Vitus. I was found in a cottage by an old wizard, Ludir, who then proceeded to look after me and my brother. He knew I had magical abilities even before I did, as he said he had seen me from afar casting a spell to protect me and my brother from the rogues that killed my parents. I was unaware of this at the time, and Ludir was there to help me control my magic.
Dwarf.
Hey, my name is Hammerhelm the Dwarf. I prefer to solve most of my problems I encounter with a sharp axe. 5 years ago, I awoke within a dark, damp cave, not knowing who I was or where I'd come from. The only items I had with me was my old iron key and a great war helm with 2 hammers engraved on the front. Not remembering my real name, I took the name Hammerhelm from the war helm. The only remaining memory from my past life was how to fight. I continue to search for answers about my past, but I have made a living being a sellsword.
What of you? You seem educated.
You have good instinct. I am Dr. Lentonius. Call me Doc. I graduated from the top of my class from the Imperial College in Cyrodiil. I believe that I should be a healer because somebody has to be a healer. I came from high birth, with parents who paid for schooling on the condition that I would work for the palace. Little did they know that I had no intention of doing anything of the sort. I joined the Travellers with the intent of pursuing a relationship with Jorn, but he has spurned my advances many a time.
Shame.
You gotta have some romance in the story.
Wulfric, slightly confused by Doc's comment, goes, "Well, everyone's allowed their own opinions, of course. I guess the contract is yours."
Hooray.
Reveals a small parchment and says, "This is from my lord," and hands it to the well-educated Doc.
Thank you very much.
Doc unfurls the parchment, breaking the seal of the wax. It reads, "I, the Lord General of the city, demand your attention. A recent construction work in the lower town has opened an ancient crypt, filled with foul creatures. I will match your usual fee if you can clear it. Also, there is a chance that the crypt is the resting place of Rakan the Powerful, but unimaginable.
Yeah.
His staff may still be within. Retrieve it for me if you can. Signed, your friend, Lord Wilhelm Trepitz.
He's not my friend. He knows what he did.
There's a staff in there, I'm having it.
If he's got money, he's my friend.
Wulfric looks at you and goes, so, do you accept this mission?
Of course.
Aye, laddie.
I shall take this quest.
Why not?
Excellent. You all seem really enthused, Wulfric says, as he leads you from the bar and says, we'll begin right now, shall we? You've not been drinking too much orange juice, have you?
Sure, I'll drink as much orange juice as I want.
Fantastic. He leads you from the bar. You head out of the bar and onto common ground. Nice rolling fields, and a horse passes by. A horse passes by, ever so quietly. And now louder.
Majestic.
It's a beautiful horse.
I dive out of the way.
Look at that wheelie stick.
He leads you along this lovely meadow, talking to you about your travels and what you get up to when you're not busy adventuring. But as you draw closer to the construction site, you realise that this job might be very difficult. The door to the crypt sit in front of you. The dwarf grumbled something I didn't quite hear.
I said, oh dear.
The crypt sits in front of you. Brilliant doors made of gold, covered in rich runes written in a language you've forgotten. Well, not forgotten. It's forgotten by all, not just you guys.
Okay.
I think, anyway. The dwarf might have known it at one point, but he doesn't remember anything, so...
If there's oh no, he doesn't. Maybe this is the secret to unlocking your past.
It could well be.
Maybe. Maybe.
Are you even really Scottish?
I can't remember. I'm coming in and out of this accent.
Wulfric leads you to the door and says, well, this is where we part ways. Please, do as my master wishes, but you are on your own from here. And fades into the back street. Lost to the story as he is no longer important.
What an odd fellow.
The Crypt of Rakan sits in front of you. Its door, although fancy, doesn't seem to be locked. Which is useful for you guys who lack a thief of some sort. Due to party choices beyond my control.
Oh, that was convenient.
Very convenient indeed. What do you want to do, my fellow adventurers?
Well, I suggest that I and the dwarf pull the door open.
Very well.
I could blast it open with one of my spells.
No, don't waste your spells.
Okay.
That's not how this works.
Forgetting that the wizard
Also
in...
ancient curses, probably.
Step aside, lassie. Leave this to the men.
The men step forward towards the door.
Hey,
The doctor watches
Me and Doctor are back here.
intelligently.
Your diploma means nothing here, Doc.
His diploma is in door opening, of course it's important. Right, so the men step forward, leaving Doc behind to supervise the task. I'd like some strength checks, please, guys.
That is an 18.
11.
Right.
7.
Doc comes forward,
Doc, you don't...
pulls your side and goes, yeah, that's stuck.
You have it, dwarf.
The dwarf pulls on the door and goes, I've got this.
This laddie.
And then Cron?
John.
Cron? Where's Cron covering? John comes forward and goes, this one was open, guys, this one wasn't stuck. And pulls open the other door.
Oh, God. I hate him already.
Inside the crypt, it's just dark. The light you have from outside is fading because you've been drinking orange juice all day. Who's going first?
Hey, the dwarf should go first. We belong underground.
I will follow close behind.
I will go behind John so I can stare at his butt.
I'll just go at the back.
That's cool.
The parted
You
side,
can stare at my butt.
parted side on their order, walk in quietly. The dwarf, being able to see in the dark, because he's a dwarf and that's them rules, can see inside that the dark crypt is lined with coffins.
Oh,
The smell of death lingers in the air,
and smells.
a thin slime lines the floor, leading to an altar at the far end of the room.
Yeah.
I suggest we remain armed.
Are we not armed or...
Well, no, I suggest we have our weapons out.
Okay, let's get our weapons out.
Everyone gets their weapons out,
It's really
which is
awkward.
not a euphemism in this
Calm
case.
yourself, wizard.
Be respectful. We're a tomb here, lads. And lassies.
The party march into the room, weapons drawn. Does anyone want to tell me their preference of weapon at this time? So,
I take my greatsword in my hand.
I take my heavy crossbow.
I take my war axe.
My staff.
It's a nice walking stick, isn't it? It's not magical at all, it's just a stick.
Pretty much.
You guys venture into the crypt. The crypt itself is, and I was about to say as large as this room, but actually doesn't help on the radio. So it's a large room with 7 or 8 tombs down each side, so coffins down each side of the wall. In front of you sits a large, ornate altar made of gold. As you look around the room, you notice that beneath the slime there are scratch marks on the floor next to the altar, on the left-hand side. What do you do?
Inspect. Can I inspect?
Yep, if you'd like to do a search check for me, please. So roll a d20.
Get in there, Doc. Have a look at those scratch marks.
I got an 8. I have a feeling I'm about to be a terrible doctor.
The doc walks up towards the altar and he goes, yeah, there's scratch marks on the floor, guys. Don't worry, I've got this. There are definitely scratch marks on the floor there.
You got a keen eye there, Doc.
Quiet, you.
The great hero John approaches the altar and pushes it in the direction of the scratch marks.
Strength check, please, John. Who has never, ever gone through one of these things before with me.
4.
John leans on the altar, goes, that's not budging, guys. Definitely can't make that move.
Well, I guess I was mistaken.
I'll have a
But
go.
also look like a fool now.
Stand back, laddie.
Come on, dwarf, propel this story forward.
We need a strength check here.
Indeed we do.
+3.
15.
The dwarf walks up to where John had failed and just lightly pushes the altar to the side, revealing a small staircase. You guys can hear moving in a couple of the coffins behind you.
Oh dear.
Shaking and rattling of bones.
I don't like
Right,
the sound
a bad
of that.
Run, everyone run.
Let's just go.
I prepare for battle.
Everyone behind the dwarf.
Everyone moves behind the dwarf. Apart from John,
John
who
stands alongside the dwarf.
dwarf, deciding that he can, take a beating just like the dwarf can,
Hey.
which is unlikely. We've heard about your battles.
I
You
appreciate
notice-
his moxie, though.
Of course we all appreciate his moxie. It's fine. You hear rattling inside 2 of the coffins still, but nothing seems to be moving. It looks like the coffins are stuck closed.
I go and help. I open the coffin.
John goes and opens a coffin, and bones fall out. More bones than should be in a coffin.
I don't like this.
Ew.
Is the other coffin still shaking?
Oh, the coffin is still shaking.
I go and I open it.
What are you doing?
The same happens there. And more bones continue to fall from this coffin.
I don't like
More
this.
bones keep falling, blocking your escape out of the tomb.
Calm down, Doc. It's fine.
I suggest we make a hasty retreat downwards.
The rangers decide that we should probably go further into this crypt because we can't get out now because there are bones filling up this room.
Oh, yeah, well, we're here now, so...
Yes, you're in here now, so you started. You might as well finish.
Okay. Let's go.
Who's going first?
Well,
I, the brave, because it's about time I was brave, I go first.
Doc wanders down the stairs first, followed by his companions, into a small chamber, about half the size of the room above. However, the floor in this room is made of bones. You feel like crunching as you walk. There are piles of bones about the size of a person in each corner, and a small creature sits in the middle of the room, gnawing. What do you do?
Cry.
The dwarf cries to himself.
Okay, I walk up to it and I talk to it.
Doc walks into the room towards the lurching figure.
I have a nice bedside manner.
And he goes, "Good day, how are you?" To this, the creature turns and lunges at his face. I'd like initiative, please, guys, as the creature tries to eat Doc. Fantastic.
7.
20...
Okay.
Yeah.
18.
Right.
4.
So, Doc, you get to react first. This creature lunges at your face, but misses you.
Look out, Doc.
Okay, I dodge its attack, its lunge.
Okay, do you want to roll a reflex save for me? Just
Which
see
one's that?
D20 and you add what it says extra reflex.
It's
11.
11.
You move side to the side, it sort of catches onto one of your arms. It's a little bit stuck on you and you try and shake it off, but it's still hanging on. Right. Would you like to try and hit it as well?
Yes, I would like to hit it.
Doc, the brave, as he will forevermore be known, decides to swing at the creature.
Ooh, that was a very loud swing.
That only terrified me a little bit, but we'll continue with the story. So, roll your d20 to see if you hit the creature.
14 plus what?
4.
Oh yeah, plus 4. So that's 18
You hit the creature.
for 3.
You hit it for a small amount of damage, knocking it off your arm onto the floor. It scurries back into a pile of bones, disappearing from sight. Who was next? The mage steps forward, certain that she can do a better job.
I cast a fire blast at the pile of bones that he ran into.
Well, seeing where the ghoul had disappeared to, she decides to cast fire at it.
6.
Unfortunately for her, as she throws the fireball from her hands, it misses entirely, hitting the ceiling. Sparks fall down, and nothing much else happens.
Brill.
Our mage is well trained in the magical arts, just to let you know. Next, I believe we have our dwarf.
Hey, I'm gonna throw my axe at it.
It has disappeared into a pile of bones.
True. I'm gonna rush into it and try and push it out of the bones.
The dwarf puts his shield in front of him and charges towards the pile of bones.
10.
The dwarf hits the pile of bones, pushing them aside. The creature is not there. Beneath the pile of bones, there's a small hole that seems to go under the floor. Who is next?
He's
It's
skinny
me.
enough to go down the hole.
I run forwards and leap into the hole.
Go on, skinny.
The
boy.
ranger, who I believe is human, runs forward and tries to jump into the small hole.
Oh.
He gets himself slightly stuck and feels a faint gnawing on his foot.
Oh.
Who's the smallest of us?
I wear nice boots at least.
At least you went in, like, feet first and not face
Okay,
first.
quickly, let's pick it. Let's get him out. Can we get him out?
Yep, you guys want to get him out, so I think it's back round to you again, Doc. So would you like to pull him out?
Yes, let's pull him out.
Strength check. Roll me a d20 to see if you can pull him out.
5 plus whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna lose it.
You try and pull him out, and you realise that this thing is tugging him down as well. You guys hear moving.
Sorry, buddy. You're done.
You hear moving in one of the other piles of bones.
Oh.
Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna cast a power storm thing that strikes everything apart
Right.
from my friends because I'm gonna
Is
shield
that
them.
basically lightning?
It's a lightning spell which hits anything bad in the room. I don't know how it decides what's good or bad, but I think it's our own judgment.
I think
so,
I decide
I
what's
don't
good
think
and
I'm
bad.
going to survive this.
so the wizard conjures up magic into the air. You see sparks flying around her, and she shoots it out into the room.
8.
One lightning
That
bolt.
sounded much more powerful than an 8.
One lightning bolt flies into that other pile of bones, but doesn't seem to connect with anything. Roll again for the other one. You have 2 creatures you're shooting at, so roll again, see if you hit the other one.
9.
Unfortunately, that one misses as well. It does miss your friend though, who is ever so close. you feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand.
There's silver linings, I suppose.
Right, I think that makes it the dwarf's turn again.
Get me out of this hole!
Yeah, I'll pull John out the hole.
Okay, strength check, please.
10.
You pull John out the hole, dragging him away. There's a creature on his foot that comes out as well, scampering around, trying to get back into the hole with him.
Look at that wee beastie.
John,
I swing my sword at it. Really, really trying hard not to cut my own leg off.
John swings his sword at it, trying really hard not to take his own leg off.
That is 26.
Is that a critical, my friend?
No.
Then never mind, we'll carry on. Roll your damage, please, as you hit this thing.
That is 14.
This creature, which was holding onto your leg a minute ago, is now in 2 on the floor. You could say you cleaved it in half,
But we won't.
but we won't. Right, this creature lays dead on the floor. The moving in the other pile of bones stops. You hear a scurrying beneath you, and then quiet. And that, my friends, is where we leave the first chapter of this story. My friends, the story left off. Our adventurers had just killed a ghoul and let another escape. Fearing for its return, they decide to move onwards, through another door. In front of you is a large door, big enough for two to go through at a time. It does not seem to be locked. What do you do?
We go through the door.
Go through the...
Very good choice. Opening the door and going through, you find yourself on a raised platform, about 10 foot above the rest of the floor. There's a ladder down on each side into a small pit. They're separated off from each other. In front of you is a large door, which seems to have a magical barrier stopping your way. There seems to be a switch next to it, and two down in the pits. You assume that you need to use all three switches to open the door, but there might be some sort of order to it that you need to figure out.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Well, I think this is where we turn to Doc.
Okay, so... I think...
Let that college degree do some groundwork.
I slept through most of Puzzles 101.
But door opening he had sorted, so this is kind of both.
Yeah, door opening I had. Okay, so... how magical is the magical door?
About a 6.
About a 6. Okay, it's about a 6 magical. And there's 3 switches.
Yep.
And 2 ladders.
2 ladders. So there's switch 1, we'll call it down on the floor on your left. Switch 2 in front of you, and switch 3 on the right down in a separate pit. Ladders go down to these pits.
Okay. Psychology states that it's usually 2, 1, 3. So we'll do the middle one. Can we try and switch the middle lever?
Who's going down into which pit?
I will go down
We'll
to
send the
lever
range
1.
down.
Okay. And who's going down to switch
I
number
suggest
3?
the dwarf go down to lever 3.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I'll stay here and protect you from my magic.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic. So psychology dictates that it's going to be 2, 1, 3.
Yeah.
Then, as Doc pulls switch number 2, you hear a groaning as grates come out across the pits, locking your friends below.
Oh no.
Small holes appear in the floor, and these skeletal creatures start to claw their way out.
Hey, what's the deal here?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What are you trying to pull?
I don't know. I thought I was making a good call. I was just playing the law of averages.
Creatures rise out and try and strike at the party. Combat begins.
Okay. Who goes
John?
first?
I go first. I swing my sword at the nearest creature. For 15.
You hit the creature, and it breaks apart. Its brittle bones die horribly, because that's what zombies and skeletons do, die horribly again.
These things go easily. This shouldn't be much of a fight.
Okay.
The wizard above stands there, watching over this below. She can probably aim a spell down to help her friends.
I'm gonna do my storm again because it worked so well last time.
We agree that the storm was probably the best thing to do in this situation, so...
7.
Right, the storm shoots out.
Nice try.
Really good noise. Hits out and strikes a few of these skeletons down, but some of them survive the blast. Slightly charred.
You charred them? Like that's
Fair
a
enough.
thing.
Like, you know.
Doc, what are you doing now?
I will. Nobody's low on health, are they?
You have to get next to them to heal them. You have to touch them,
yeah.
lay your hand upon them to heal them.
Okay.
You do that. Well, that's what you told John all those times that you had to heal him.
I'll use my heavy crossbow to shoot a baddie.
Okay. Roll to hit the baddie.
I get 24.
He got a natural 20.
You got a natural 20. Right. Your crossbow hits into one of these creatures and it explodes. The bones come off of it and hit other ones down as well.
That's how it's done.
Doc has slain the most creatures today, so now. Who'd have thought that would happen? Right.
Duck.
The dwarf in his hole, standing next to his switch. What are you going to do?
I'll charge at one of the creatures with my war axe.
Charge it with war axe?
Got 10.
You get a 10, which you hit the skeleton, knocking it to pieces. Well, at least its top half. Its legs are still sort of walking around you, but don't seem to be causing you any damage. Right, we're back to John.
I go and I pull the lever in my hole.
He pulls the lever in his hole. Much to the amusement of everyone in the studio. As you pull the lever, you realise
It's a
that
family story.
there's a click, and the grate above you moves away. The barrier seems less powerful.
Sorry.
Cool.
I lost myself there.
Well done.
Yeah.
So now you're
So
free.
John is free from his pit,
Quick,
and the
climb up
barrier
the
seems
ladder.
weaker.
Awesome.
What are you going to do, Mage?
Oh, me. I am gonna cast a shield around me. Oh no, it's just me. Oh.
Well, you can do it on yourself or an ally. It's fine.
Okay.
You can
I'll
choose.
cast a shield around Hammerhelm because he needs all the help he can get. Let's be honest.
Okay. So she shields Hammerhelm.
Favoritism.
The shield goes around him and sort of glows around him, and you realise that these things aren't hurting him as much. They just don't seem to get hits on him anymore.
Good.
I call out to Doc and tell him to pull his lever.
I obey his instructions.
You pull your lever, and a grate comes across on top of our ranger friend here, who is now trapped in the hole again. No more creatures seem to appear though.
needs to do it.
I need to do mine.
I believe it is 1, 3, and then 2.
1, 3, 2. Okay, I tell you what. I'm just gonna let the ranger make the calls because
You
clearly.
see, I did actually do a diploma in puzzle solving.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how. Dr.
Open
Puzzles-
university course in puzzle solving. It was pretty good going. It was good.
Okay then.
The
Ye
creatures seem to have stopped coming. There seems to be none left that are together. Thank goodness that the word coming has caused so much distraction in the studio. Right. So
We apologise for that.
the creatures are gone, and you are left to solve the puzzle. Which switches are you pulling in which order?
Right. We will defer to the ranger.
1, 3, and then 2.
You pull the switches in that order, and the barrier comes down.
Yay! Woo!
This was much like my final exam.
Then why did you struggle with it to start with?
I was letting Doc have a chance.
You shouldn't have done that. That was a bad call. That was a bad call. I'm terrible at this.
In front of you is this large door. I assume you've all climbed back up together, not
Yeah.
staying in your separate
Yeah, no,
holes.
we're all together.
I live in this hole now.
The Rangers are supposed to move into the hole. It's prime real estate in the city. It's
I leave the hole.
the new door that you've just opened up behind the barrier seems to be inlaid with the same markings as the one outside the tomb. This looks to be the resting chamber of Rakan, the powerful but unimaginable. What are you doing?
Let's go.
Staring at everything.
Let's go inspect.
Before we approach, I suggest the wizard look for magic in the area.
Yeah, do that.
Was it just
Okay, I'll do that.
just have a look for magic? Just roll me a d20 and we'll see how magic you
Okay.
think things are.
About an 8.
About an 8. You can feel behind the door there's a magical item of great power just behind you. So
Okay.
Have we tried to read the runes?
Do the runes make any
Can I
sense to
read?
us?
Can I read runes?
you can give it a go. Roll me a d20. Just
Sure. Well, it fell on the floor.
well, you have to re-roll it again on a table. It ruins the atmosphere if there's no table rolling.
8.
You're looking at the runes. You go, I remember this. I think I took a class at university about this slightly, but it's not quite what I thought it was. Maybe this says, "Do not enter dangerous magic within," but I could be wrong.
Let's face it, I've been wrong quite a few
I suggest we
times.
enter, based on his previous
The
performance.
ranger enters the room. The doors open quite easily. They seem to be well oiled. Not even a creak. It's pretty good for a tomb of this age.
Cool.
This is the antechamber. There are more of the strange markings in here, but they seem to glow. There seems to be a hole in the wall at the far side, roughly cut, and 3 small green creatures that the ranger recognises as goblins sit
Aha.
in the middle, one holding this staff made of solid gold. They look at you and panic, as if to say, we may have made a mistake here.
There's a reason I'm called Goblin's Bane.
Are you?
Yes.
That's cool.
I think he just named himself that. I don't think there was any titles given to him. Like, you're not really a doctor, are you? It's just,
No, that's my
I'm
secret.
not a dwarf.
It's my secret.
I'm just shot.
the green men turn to the group. One speaks in a squeaky voice.
Intruders. Take the staff. The master needs it.
2 of the green men run forward towards you. The one with the staff starts to slink away out of the room.
Someone run
Combat.
after it.
Ranger.
I draw my bow,
The ranger draws his bow.
and I fire a shot at the fleeing goblin.
He fires a shot at the gleeing goblin?
And the Gleam Goblin.
13.
You shoot off your bow. You scrape it by the ear, but don't quite get the connection.
Can I try my bow?
Your crossbow, of course, Doc. The unmissable.
14 plus 4, that's 18.
You shoot your crossbow and it hits into the back of this creature with a thwang.
Nice.
It stumbles, muttering a curse in Goblinish that none of you understand, but then disappears into the darkness, a trail of green blood left behind it. The 2 goblins in the room look at you and go, We surrender. They put up their hands, which I guess the viewers can't see me doing. They raise up their hands, drop their weapons, and say, "Our leader is dead. We surrender."
I suggest we slay these foul creatures.
No,
Goblin's
let him
Bane,
go.
being a little bit on the racist side as Goblin's Bane, decides to kill the green creatures.
We need to kill them, otherwise they might get some more.
Let's ask them.
Can we ask them for advice?
What sort of advice? Hi, I'm looking about starting a shop.
I really like
From my arm.
Can we ask them for information? I mean,
Of course, who's going to interrogate these goblins?
I'll do it.
I get a +2 to.
The scary
I'll
dwarf.
intimidate them.
The dwarf walks forward and decides to intimidate the goblins. Roll me a d20, please.
A 7.
What are you saying to them?
Yeah, listen here, Pally. You're gonna tell us what that staff was, yeah?
Sorry, your accent's really thick, the goblin says. I can't quite understand it. You rolled a 7, mate. You don't get much for a 7.
He was
I
saying.
say, enough! And I walk forward and I cut the head off the left goblin and I say, you talk.
You notice a small, pale liquid oozing out of the other goblin. I think he's weed himself.
Oh no. That's
He's
embarrassing.
shaken.
in here.
Disgusting.
He's a bit shaken and goes, well, what do you want to know? That we just got told to get the shiny stick. That's all we know.
By who?
By our master.
Who is?
Who's your master?
Well, I report to Kron, the pointer. But he's no mage. I don't know why he wants it.
Right, Cron the pointer. I'm writing him down in my book.
Sounds important, doesn't it?
Good. I think we've got all we can from this one. And then I kill him.
It's Doc writing a book as we're going along.
I'm just making notes. That's
fine.
sensible.
That's fine. That's fine. Absolutely fine to make notes. But so, do you kill this other goblin?
Yes.
Is everyone okay with this? This man seems to be brutal.
Yeah, kill the goblin.
You guys are vicious. Right. Well, the ranger, he separates the goblin's head from its body in a quite casual fashion, and then there's the only trail of blood leading away into a dark, dank cave.
Let's follow it.
Says we track him.
Let's keep going. We seem to be on a pretty steady path here.
Wandering down through the dark cave, you end up in a well-made hallway. The sound of hammers and mining and, well, it sounds like forging. The dwarf knows this, because being a dwarf, all they do is mine and forge things, it seems.
Takes me back to
A time you can't remember.
The memory loss is wearing off slightly. The dwarf remembers vague
I
things.
slightly remember this now.
Do you still slightly remember being Scottish, though, or is that just a...
I don't know what I am. I might have had a stroke.
We apologise for that.
Yeah. Down this, this is now a well-cut corridor which seems to have been properly made. There's no more just rough hewn stone. It is just finely bricked wall. There seem to be 3 exits down your left-hand side and a dead end at the far end of this tunnel. So you have 1, 2 or 3 as your options, my friends, which is not the same puzzle as before.
I suggest
But I
two.
fear it has the
Two
same
worked out
answer.
pretty well last time.
Shall we do it? Should we take a vote?
Yes.
Okay, I vote 1. 1 is good.
I vote 1.
Yeah, 1.
Wizard,
I vote 2 because
the ranger has been outvoted. We
that's
choose
fine.
one.
We go 1.
You guys turn down the first path, which is only wide enough for one person to walk down at a time. So you'll have to go single file down this corridor. You can hear a leak from above you, I think, just a dripping.
Ranger, well, seeing as you didn't get your way, we'll let you go first.
Actually, in this room, can I track and see if I can tell which way the goblin went?
Can you roll me a track check, please?
This is
28.
The goblins seem to have gone down the second path.
Okay.
Okay, let's
The
go
ranger
down.
smugly says this, going, well, I chose second, so...
Fine. All right, Jorn.
We go down the second path. I lead.
Smugly, the ranger leads you down the second path. This corridor is about 2... You can get 2 people down at a time. Far end is a nice wooden door. Looks to be made of mahogany or something like that. It's really nicely made.
It's not like goblin-y then.
Not really. Goblins can have nice things, Joe.
racist.
Goblins can have nice things too, you know.
They probably don't.
They probably don't know. But they've got this nice shiny staff now.
So, is the door locked? I guess I...
As you walk up to the door, you notice that the ground beneath your feet gives way, and you fall. Can I have a reflex save from everyone, please?
Oh,
I got
9.
I got 4.
Everyone?
I got 11 on there.
18.
But I got 13, you know.
Right.
Oh, wait.
I mean,
So I got
13.
22.
Okay, well, the mage daintily steps out the way of the giant hole that appears on the floor. The dwarf got 18, did you say? No,
13.
13. You step less daintily, more of a fall on your back sort of way. You two, however, stumble into the hole. Luckily for Doc, he lands on the ranger, who was a little bit winded by Doc falling upon him.
Don't worry, I'll save you.
The ranger looks a little bit hurt, as if he's fallen on his sword.
All the way through. All the way through. Oh.
Right, you guys looking down on your companions laying in a heap in this hole.
You're right.
No.
Yeah,
Aww. That's so bad.
we'll be alright. Well, I'll be alright anyway. I landed on the range.
I pull my sword out of myself.
There's a lot of blood coming out of this wound. He seems to have cut himself in half a little
Can
bit.
I heal him? Can I heal him quickly?
Yeah,
Can I use?
go for
Is it light of the divine? No, touch of light. Heals.
Touch of light.
Touch of light. So a D8, which is this one.
You gently caress your dear friend.
Oh God.
For a 1.
You see the wound on his chest start to stitch itself up. It takes a while to do, but he feels a lot better now. Like he's not completely bleeding out.
Yeah.
I've fought through worse.
That's my healing sound.
That's the sound of healing going on, guys. That's the sound of healing. It's a little bit terrifying, actually. That every time you heal someone, that happens.
Okay.
So you guys down a hole. It's quite easy to climb out. You know, you give each other a boost up. Well, you don't give one of you a boost
We
up.
give one a boost up and then the other one.
What's in the hole?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's just a hole. Here designed to stop people who are too confused by the
Missed
mahogany door.
opportunities.
Take my hand.
Yeah, we climb out of the hole.
You climb out of the hole. On the door side, I assume. These guys are on the other side, but as these guys
I'll
come
jump
out,
it.
she jumps it as the hole closes over again and becomes a normal walkway. But she still jumps over it in case it falls again.
Well done, you anyway.
Everyone claps for the mage as she jumps an obstacle that is no longer there. The door is not locked. Now we have reached the door.
Open the door.
Why don't these guys ever lock their doors, man?
It's a nice lock. There's a giant hole in the floor to stop people. It's fine.
That's true.
Also,
We don't have a rogue.
For plot point's sake, there is no rogue in the party.
I'm going to have to kick in every door.
Inside this room are 4 or 5 bunk beds with goblins sort of standing next to them with crossbows.
Oh.
They heard your clapping and were like, yeah, well, it's fine. We're impressed that you jumped the hole, but
Oh, I see. I thought they thought we were clapping for them. Like, well done, you can hold crossbows.
I thought
you've hurt their feelings and now they're sad.
Yeah,
Like they got bunk beds and they were in the jammies.
They do
I was
have
going
bunk
to say,
beds and
jump
jammies.
on them.
They are in
bed.
They're in their jammies. I feel bad killing them.
Yeah,
I
so
don't.
they're not ready for that because you don't like goblins.
No, I hate
Right.
goblins.
Ranger, you go first as always. What do you do to the goblins?
I fire 2 arrows into the room, each at a separate goblin.
Go for it. You can do that because he's a ranger, and that's what the rules say.
That is 15.
You hit the first goblin. I'm waiting for you to roll the second one because I'm going to do it.
And another 15.
Your arrows fly at the same time towards the goblins and hit both of them, each in separate eyes on separate goblins, and their heads explode. This guy really doesn't like goblins.
That was violent.
That was more violent than it should have been. This is a family show, isn't it? That's what worries me. Maybe I should tone it down.
That's all right. You're allowed to have violence. Just there's no sex references. That's
But hang on.
I go after
right.
the goblins.
that's
Mage?
just the way the media works.
All right, dear mage, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna fire blast at one of the other goblins that isn't dead.
Waving fire in front of her in a really awesome pattern, she shoots it at her opponent,
18.
hitting it in the chest.
Woohoo!
At first, it seems not to have done anything, but then you watch the goblin melt from the inside out.
I did something!
There is a puddle on the floor of just goblin ooze.
And
Wow.
pyjamas.
And goblin ooze and pajamas.
The pyjamas survive for some unknown reason. Maybe they're fireproof pyjamas.
Maybe they are.
Who knows?
Uploaded it.
Who knows? Right, Doc.
Okay, I would like to use my longsword instead, because I feel it's time I use the longsword. And I attack. How many goblins are left?
There is one left.
There's one left. Okay, I'm going to go for that. Son
Probably a
of a
good
gun.
one to go for.
Okay, that's a 7 plus 4. That's 11.
You hit the goblin, sort of cut it across the forearm. Its pyjama sleeve comes right off. but that's all you do. There seems to be
No blood?
mild graze across its arm.
Did I at least break the skin?
It looks like it almost had it. It might bruise slightly.
Okay, there
It's-
might be
yeah.
a nasty bruise.
Yeah, it might be a nasty bruise from that one.
Okay.
Master Dwarf. It's your turn.
Can I pick up the pajamas?
The dwarf strolls into the room, grabs the pajamas. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
They're fireproof.
They might be fireproof.
I put on the pajamas.
The dwarf spins around, putting on the ill-fitting pajamas.
Soaked in goblin.
The goblin, standing right next to Doc, puts a crossbow in front of him, shaking, and shoots.
Uh-oh.
Would you like to swing at him while he tries to get his aim? Because he's trying to focus on you. You get to swing at him again.
No, he's trying to get back at me, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
okay.
for his pajamas. It's
What am I rolling? Green?
Yep.
13 plus 4 is 17.
Right. So he puts his hands out in front of him to shoot his crossbow, and you just take them off at the wrist. Doc, the slayer of goblins. Goblin's Bane, we could call him, if you
Goblin's
will.
Bane. Where's the Goblin's Banes? We should have our own sitcom.
You should always
Where are
do.
the Goblin's Banes?
The goblins lay dead in this room. One of them seems to hold a small key, which looks like it'll fit in the next door, which they've locked. But because you don't have a rogue, I have to give you keys, so this works nicely for story
Okay.
points.
What's the door made of?
Mahogany.
Damn it. It's
They love
mahogany.
them
The
mahogany.
strongest substance ever.
I don't know why mahogany, just
So, I guess we take the key and we unlock the door.
Let's unlock the door.
the ranger unlocks the door, and you can hear the furnaces quite loud in this next room. It's clearly the centre of their industry, whatever they're doing here with their fireproof pyjamas and whatnot.
Hey, thank God I got them on.
Barely. As in,
Yeah,
if you stretch too much, you might lose the pyjamas. Luckily, he's got his armour on underneath. He didn't take that
fine,
off. It's
that's
fine. So you've now, picture this. You've got this dwarf wearing full plate armour with small pyjamas over the top of it. It's good going. It's good going. This next room has fires around the room. Strange creatures made of fire seem to swirl around inside. Goblins work the forges in this room, making weapons and armour. One larger goblin stands there with a gold stick in his hand. He seems to be bleeding quite profusely at this point, all over the floor. What are you doing, guys?
Can I take a shot at him?
Of course you can.
Can I take two, actually?
Of course you can.
So, that was 20, I think? Because I get
Yeah.
stupid pluses to this.
Yep.
And not so many. That one was just a 10, so a 20 and a 10.
Okay. The first arrow hits into him in the same wound as before. He sort of looked behind him, and then there's now another arrow in that wound. The other one sort of glances him in the arm, and he drops the staff on the floor. He doesn't die.
Wow, what you dying?
Mage. There's about 12 people in this room.
Oh, okay, so I'm going to do my Power Storm warning.
I think Power
Power Storm.
Because last time it worked so well.
There seems to be a running gag, but this is just poor rolls.
So I got 13.
Plus, oh, is that? Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
Lightning shoots out from the mage, who seems to sort of just shoot everywhere. And most of the normal goblins fall down, leaving only the big one with 2 arrows sticking out of his back, one in his arm. There. The rest sort of
Right.
disintegrate, sort of in a very Skyrim fashion, into a nice pile of blue ash, which works quite
That's
nicely.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's good going. It's a solid 13 there. That's because I'm the DM. I decide what it does. That's the rules. So, Doc, there's this big, scary goblin who has survived you and the other goblin's bane several times already.
The Goblin's Banes.
We need that as a sound bit. Just, what are you going to do?
I will protect my love and attack the goblin with my longsword.
Right, Doc charges past his love, which I can only assume is Jorn.
John, yeah.
And swings at this goblin. Rolling the dice as far as possible.
5.
Unfortunately,
He rolled a natural
I
1.
rolled a natural 1.
Right, a natural 1, that's fancy. But that means, viewers, that it has been dropped. The weapon has been dropped on the floor. Not viewers, listeners, sorry. Okay, I'm not used to this, okay, guys? So your weapon is now on the floor, and the goblin looks at you and
Oh.
giggles slightly. I'm not doing a goblin giggle. Something like that. Yeah, exactly. Right, that leaves our dwarf to finish this up. You guys are doing really well. These guys just don't get hits on you yet.
Hey, I'm gonna
I feel like this is the story of my life.
charge it in with my war axe.
The dwarf charges past Doc, laughing slightly at the weapon on the floor, and
16.
16.
takes this goblin's head off.
Yes. Who's the Goblin Bane now?
So the dwarf is also now known as Goblin Bane. And the maid. So
So left out.
you guys are all known as Goblin Bane now. You all get rewards.
It doesn't mean anything anymore. Everyone's a Goblin Bane.
Fine. I'll go back to my name my mother gave me. John White Dress.
Nice.
Right. So the gold staff sits on the floor next to this goblin. There seems to be a doorway behind him as well.
Behind me?
No, behind where you just killed the goblin, there's another doorway into another room.
Is it mahogany?
This one isn't mahogany, no. It's a lovely oak door. They can't afford all mahogany, guys. It's the poor trade down there.
I guess we pick up the staff. What have we already picked up?
Who's got the staff?
The maid.
Hammerhelm, was that you? I couldn't hear your accent.
Yeah, who was that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was confused.
Okay.
Picking up the staff.
Pick
I'll
up the
pick up the
staff.
staff. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
get
you
it.
pick up the staff.
Do I have to roll for it?
No, you can pick
Oh,
up.
okay, I'll just pick it up.
Rolls are normally for things that are difficult, unless you're going to struggle to pick up a large piece
She
of gold.
falls into the melting vat.
I did just jump over a hole that wasn't there.
But she said it was important, guys.
Yeah.
I got this. You pick up staff and you feel the magical power within it.
Oh yeah.
It'll come in useful later on. I'll tell you when the staff becomes useful for you.
This is mine.
Your old walking stick, less useful now.
I'm gonna throw it away.
You're going to throw it away, just
Yeah,
chuck
throw
it
it
away.
away, yeah.
Just throw it into a fire.
I don't need it.
No. This doorway, this oak doorway in front of you, you can see through the cracks in it that it leads into a large room. Are you going in? Or you had to come get the staff and clear out the creatures, but you weren't expecting this goblin forge here, so what are you
There
going to
could
do,
be
guys?
more like staffs
could be
inside.
more
There could be.
stuff.
Can
There
we
could be
look
more,
for
so much more
weapons
stuffs. Yeah,
or armour?
because we could all get
That's a
new weapons.
sword.
Maybe there's more fireproof pajamas in there.
There could be more fireproof pajamas. I'm not going to deny that there could be more fireproof pajamas.
Okay, in the pursuit of fireproof pajamas, let's venture
do it.
forth.
You guys venture forth into the next room, which is a large corridor. You've got 2 doors at the far end. It's quite wide. It's almost a room more than a corridor. 2 doors, left door, right door, and a really fine stone door to your right. So you've got in front of you on the far wall 2 doors and one on the right hand wall, which is big, stone and fanciful, which looks like it needs a giant key.
We have a key, don't we?
Do we have a key?
We have a key from the goblin. Oh no, that opens
No,
up the
a
door.
tiny
Guys,
little
ignore
key for
me.
a
That's a
door.
small key for a smaller door.
Shall we open the left door at the front, like the big one
Yeah,
of the
go
two
for
big
it.
doors?
Go
The
left.
left of the 2 big doors.
Go left.
Okay, you open the left door.
I suggest right.
You open the left door and you find some stairs leading up to a small balcony. It looks like it opens out into wherever the right door would go, but this is a raised platform.
Okay, that's probably our way out.
Yeah, let's see what the view looks like.
What does the room look like? Yeah.
Up these stairs, it just looks like a small balcony. From where you are, you can't quite see over the side. But if
Okay.
you went up the stairs, you could look out into the other room.
Do you want to go there, or do you want to try the big? Do you want to try and
Should
like?
we see what the other door looks
Let's
like
see what
and
the
then
other door
make up
looks
our
like.
minds?
So can I suggest a plan quickly?
Yes.
If we put someone up there who has quite good range capability,
Like Doc!
and then perhaps if there's a battle in the other room, that the people who are good at hand-to-hand stuff go in.
Okay, let's send the ranger up then. That sounds like a good idea. That I'll pull up with all by
And
myself.
probably the mage.
Yeah,
And the mage.
Otherwise, I'm just standing in this.
Okay, you guys,
corridor
go
doing
up.
nothing.
Okay.
Go forth.
Me and you, Doc.
We'll stay here.
Okay.
Don't tell Doc I love you, John. Don't tell him.
Everybody loves John.
The mage and the ranger wander up the stairs to the overlook and look down at the room. They see this big creature who you can only guess is Crod, the pointer. He's a large ogre, about 8 foot tall, with a big spear, which he points at things with. There are lots of dead goblins in the room who seem to have upset him, so he's killed them. They're wearing lots of fireproof pajamas,
Brill.
but in case you
some of
need
them.
more. And the boss battle begins. He sees you guys on the overlook and charges with his spear raised. He can probably reach you up there. Doc and Hammerhelm. Hammerhelm, that's his name. I've called him Dwarf all day. Burst into the room through this other door to protect their loved ones. And
Loved one.
well, loved one.
Hey, no one loves me.
Oh,
Parents are dead.
quiet
Someone
Batman.
else will love
Quiet
me.
Batman.
Magic Batman.
And Magic Batman. Other superheroes available?
Yeah, sure.
Right. Ranger, go. I clicked at him, I'm sorry.
I
shouldn't-
fire 2 shots at him.
You fire 2 shots at Crod the pointer.
12 and 26. Natural 20.
Right. The 12 sort of hits him on an arm guard and misses, but the natural 20 goes straight into one of his eyes. He'll now be known as Crod the One-Eyed Pointer, if he survives this.
I knew a one-eyed pointer once.
Oh dear.
Let's move on.
Mage, quickly, please.
Okay, I'm
please,
gonna do
quickly.
my
move
magic
on.
missile that never misses.
Right, she shoots a magic missile that never misses, which is the name of the spell, magic missile that never misses. You have to say it quickly. And it shoots into him, knocks him slightly, not killing him. I've never heard that sound
the
before,
sound
but
of
that's a magic missile.
Apparently, yeah.
That sounds good to me. So it hits him sort of in the other eye, and he seems a bit dazed by it, and sort of still lumbers forward towards you guys, seemingly unaware of these two have just entered the room. Doc, go.
Do I have my longsword back?
You've got your longsword back. I assume you picked it up.
I swing my... No, actually, I'll use my crossbow anyway,
Okay.
because I'm further away and I can retreat a bit easier. It's a 9 plus 3 is 12.
Okay. You miss him, unfortunately. It sort of swings past him.
I like that you plan for dropping your weapon. That's competence right there.
Right. Dwarf.
I'm gonna attack him with my war axe. 16.
You swing at him and sort of hack into one of his legs, sort of hamstringing him slightly.
Oh.
It seems to really hurt the guy, and he lashes out with an arm at you and tries to knock you over.
Ah.
The DM rolls a natural 20 and cries a little bit inside as he possibly kills one of the characters.
Uh-oh.
18 damage on the dwarf.
He's fine.
Throwing him backwards towards Doc, knocking him off his feet.
Uh-oh.
Right. I believe that makes it the ranger's turn.
How close is he to me?
He's quite far away. You're on a balcony, so...
Okay, I fire another 2 shots. That is 24 and a 20.
These 2 arrows pierce into the ogre's chest, shooting him down.
Really hurt him.
Really hurts him. There's blood oozing out of him everywhere. It's blue, it's horrible, it's gunky. He cries out in pain angrily and says, "You'll never stop us. You can't beat us." And throws his spear towards Doc.
No! Not Doc!
Doc, the party's only healing capable member, has a spear plunged straight through his heart. He is stuck against a wall. The ogre dies, saying, "We will win, your city will burn," and collapses on the floor.
Doc.
No.
The party...
Yes!
Jump down from the ledge and go to him.
Yes! Seriously, guys! How'd you let this happen to me?
The cleric cries out in pain, wishing his friends had saved him from the evil ogre.
There's just one thing. If I had one request before I die, will you do it for me, guys? But hang on, because we've got a little bit longer to go before I've got to die.
I never thought a quack could croak.
The cleric, realising he has the magical capability to save himself, but forgets this at this point, starts dying.
John, I always loved you. It was always you. Hammerhelm,
Hey.
you're a good friend, and I don't even care that you made fun of my diploma.
Captain, my captain.
Mage, I forget your name.
I've not remembered a name at all.
So me.
It's a really difficult name. But you're a good friend.
Thank you so much.
And if you ever get to the Mages College, tell them the doc sent you. They'll know what it means. Because that's my name.
I miss you so much already.
But finally, I've just got one thing to say. In my honour, please, will you sing the song Ragnar the Red? Do it for me.
This is a local favorite and one of the first songs I ever learned. Ragnar the Red. Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead. And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade as he told of bold battles in gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead. Now I think it's high time that you lie down and bleed." And so then came clashing and slashing of steel as the brave lass Matilda charged in full of zeal. And the braggart named Ragnar was boastful no more when his ugly red head rolled around on the floor.
That was beautiful.
We try hard.
I know. Well, I've got a couple of seconds left, so I hail all of you. Goodbye.
Previously on Geek Show D&D.
Oh, what a lovely day for a quest, guys.
Yeah, I'm full of life and vitality.
I'm a dwarf.
My parents are dead.
And that's what you missed if you didn't watch the last part of Geek Show D&D.
Listen to. What? Listen to a radio show.
Listen to. Sorry, not watch. These guys keep having to remind me of this because I've never been on the radio before.
I can't believe Doc is dead.
I'm broken.
At least he healed us all before he died.
Guys, I don't think he had time to heal you before he died.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of hearing ghost form. I sound a bit like Nicolas Cage.
His body whispers as he lays there. Possibly not dead. We're not too sure. I think he just got tired of adventuring. We'll just leave him there for
And
a
then
bit.
got a perforated heart.
Oh, that probably didn't help the matter. Right.
We need to carry on the quest.
We'll do it in memory of Doc.
We do it for Doc. We'll find out what's going on.
I take Doc's longsword in hand. And I will wear it round my belt always.
I take his diploma.
Because he didn't really need it anyway.
Door opening diploma.
And call myself Dr. Dwarf.
Why did you carry your diploma with you
I'm
down
not
here?
taking anything from him apart from his life lessons
Oh, the
and his
party.
love.
And also his foot. Like a rabbit's foot.
The party, grieving at the loss of their dear friend, decide that there's nothing to do but carry on going and seeing what
let's go.
Pointer The dwarf actually didn't seem to care that much. He's quite content on leaving now.
I've already forgotten who he was. Dwarf and his memory issues.
The dwarf has a lot of memory issues. He can remember things about 10 minutes or so, and then it's gone.
It's like a goldfish.
Right. Behind Pointer, you see a large... Pointer, you know, that ogre we killed, yeah?
Hey.
There's a lot... Well, I say I killed, you guys did it. There's a large key, a really big key, like the biggest key
That's
you've
for
ever
the
seen.
door, for the stone door.
The
We should
maid
take
says, full of wisdom.
it. Yeah, I'm the new smart one now. Now Doc's dead.
I don't know, the dwarf has a
He's been
diploma.
gone 5 minutes, Martin.
So the party gather up the key and go back to the large stone door.
Hey,
Who's going to open the door?
I say you do it, dwarf.
I'll do it.
The dwarf, in loving memory, which we need to stop using as a trope soon, opened the door.
This better be worth it.
Behind the door is a long corridor. It isn't interesting at all, but you go, we must continue on this quest. You can hear sounds from beyond, lots of chattering, like there's creatures muttering behind it, goblins squeaking. They basically killed your friend. You might as well go get them.
I could do with some more murder.
Let's kill them all.
Must avenge Doc. Burn them all.
With Doc Goblin'sbane gone, it leaves you 3 Goblin'sbanes. The less important of the Goblin'banes, obviously, to continue the quest. And White
Bane
Dress.
Dynasty.
As you walk down this corridor, you reach a large overlook. And there's a city below, swarming with goblins. Creatures in their thousands march in nice armour, finely forged with weapons greater than any dwarf you've ever seen. This is ridiculous. Goblins don't do this. This can't be their own work, surely. There's something going on here that you don't quite understand. Many of these goblins seem to be marching somewhere, towards a large tunnel that goes upwards. By your guessing, you're not very far from the city yet, so... could they be marching straight into the city? If so, shouldn't you warn someone? But... this is your choice. Either go on with your mission and head in deeper and find the root of this evil, or return to the city and try and defend your home. What is your choice, guys? Conveniently, there are now 3 of you to make a vote.
What do we reckon, guys?
I think we should go for it.
That's so vague.
Here are two options. I think we should do something.
Kill all of the goblins, because if we go back, they'll follow us and they'll get there before us.
I don't think we should go for the goblins. The city guard is well captained by Wilhelm. I believe we should deal with the root of this evil.
Aye.
Do we know?
I think we all agree.
The party agreed to stay down in the caves and head deeper into the city. As the party marched through the city, you notice 3 buildings of interest: the barracks, the temple, or the palace. Which do you wish to explore first?
The palace. The palace is the most important place.
But the barracks might have more
I
weapons
argue.
we could use. Slash steel.
Dwarf, what is your vote?
I say we go see the king or queen or whoever is in the palace.
The adventurers go towards the palace, where they're met by a group of well-armoured goblins. 3 of them. They wear steel plate armour over themselves. But you can hear the sound of battle above you. It's quieter down here, but you can still hear it faintly in the background, like an army has reached the surface and is attacking the city. Your own battle is down here, though, with these goblins. What do you do?
I attack the goblins with my sword.
The ranger, as always, decides to attack the goblins with full frontal assault.
Natural 20.
You slay the first goblin. His armour seems useless against your sword, hacking him in half, straight across the middle. You watch as sort of, in normal terms, his body stays there for a minute, and then slides down off and falls to the floor. It looks pretty cool from where your friends are standing. Mage.
I'm going to do my power storm again because it always works.
Power Storm always seems to work, so it's a solid thing to do.
I'll roll again.
The dice
because
fell
it
off the table.
Cool, so I got 7. This is never going to work.
The Power Storm shoots off, lightning sparks around the city. Missing the 2 goblins you were aiming for, but hitting several, women and children hiding in houses. The mage is now a horrible, horrible person. Possibly evil. I'm scared.
Does she hit herself with her lightning storm then?
Soon, possibly. I don't know. It's up to her. Right, and Dwarf, what are you going to do?
Can I? I don't know. I think we should ask one of them what's going on.
The Dwarf ponders for a minute and goes, maybe violence isn't the answer. Which, from his character intro, is I prefer to answer the problems with my axe. Seems like a character change.
Doc's death has changed me.
The dwarf decides that violence is no longer the answer to his problems, and maybe mediation should be the way forward. He stops and says, guys, what's going on? The goblins look at you with a, no one's ever asked us that before. We're villains, we just assume we have to attack and kill, but no one's ever given us the time of day to just say, hi, how are you, what's going on? It's nice to meet you, I'm a goblin. He puts a hand out to you.
Nice to meet you too.
He then stabs you with his sword in his other hand. And he misses and drops his sword at your feet. It was an act of peace. It was an act of peace, the goblin says. What did you do?
I slap him in his face and I attack him with my war axe.
Slapping him across the face with one hand and axing him with the other. The slap seems sort of redundant, but go for it.
15.
You take his head off at the neck, which is something that happens a lot in this game, I fear. Decapitations seem quite easy.
You know, I thought I'd change down there in the dungeons. But I realised the world's a horrible place.
The quickest character change ever. The quickest change ever. Character development at its finest. Right, so the dwarf has just slain one, leaving only one remaining. He comes charging forwards towards the dwarf, sword in hand. And he misses something terribly. He sort of swings down, the dwarf bats him casually aside with one hand and goes, no. Ranger.
Invincible.
I take out Doc's sword and I plunge it through his calf.
He takes out Doc's sword and plunges it through his calf.
That's enough. That's nearly a natural 20. It's a 19.
The sword goes through this guy's calf, sticking him in place on the floor. The goblin sort of runs round
we
and
ask
round
him
it,
questions.
trying to get away, but he's kind of just running in a circle because his foot's a bit stuck. What are you asking him then, my friends?
Who's leading the attack?
Who's leading the attack?
The attack is being led by Crod, the Pointer's brother. Crod, the Merciless. They have the same name. They couldn't afford 2 names, you see, so their parents gave them one and said, earn your own adjectives later on. That would be cool. Just, I'm sure you understand Goblin's Bane.
Yes.
You're well known down here by these guys. They know of you.
So, where is he? What's his plan?
He's on the surface, killing everyone. That's kind of his plan in a nutshell, is walk up into the city through these tunnels we've been digging and kill everyone.
Anything interesting going on down here?
Not really. We've got, our high priest in the temple. In the palace we've got, Crod's family. Nothing major.
Let's go kill Crod's family.
Whoa!
Won't achieve anything now, but...
Where's Crod the Merciless?
Upstairs.
He's on the surface.
He's on the surface.
Probably killing all your family by now.
What does your
kill his.
priest do?
Priestly things, healing, resurrection, the usual. Priestly things.
I suggest we go deal with the priest and then head upstairs to deal with Crod. The other Crod.
Crod, the second one. So you guys head to the temple. Heading towards the temple, you realise that you didn't actually kill that goblin, just sort of left him there, sort of bleeding out, unable to
Pinned
walk.
to the floor by Doc's sword.
You've left Doc's sword there. Cool, that's a fun thing to do with your dearest sword, Not that he'll ever need it again, because he's definitely dead. You head to the temple and you notice that it's very empty. There are a few robed goblins sitting around praying, an old-looking goblin with a big beard and a pointed hat standing at the front. What are you going to do, guys?
Charge in to start...
You just charge in and attack this priest?
Yes. While asking him really loudly, what are you doing?
Charging in and shouting, what are you doing? The goblins will turn to you and go, this is a place of peace! What are you doing? As you swing at the high priest.
For... 23.
You decapitate the high priest. So much decapitation, sorry, I need to think of a new thing, but... You decapitate the high priest and sort of, the rest of the goblins scatter. Just run from the chamber.
You have no god now.
The mage whispers evilly.
I've turned evil.
I believe we're done here, guys.
There's no going back. Let's
I'm
get
more of a
out.
necromancer.
Oh god! We've got a necromancer among us.
We get upstairs.
You guys take the same route. Are you taking the same route they did, or come back the way you came?
Go to where the way they went.
Following their army up, you notice there are thousands of goblins pouring out into the city. They seem to be, spilling out into the courtyard just outside the Scovey Dwarf. As you sort of run out with them, you're attacked by a group of them. It's about 10, 11 of them. Go, Ranger.
I attack one of them with my sword.
He swings at one with his sword.
And I drop it.
And he drops his sword.
I drop my sword.
The Ranger, full of rage for what's going on, charged forward, forgetting to hold on to his own sword.
Power storm.
The power storm rises again, surging.
16!
The mage conjures enough energy to knock out half a city, shooting it outwards in anger. He massacres these goblins. You watch them explode around you as lightning strikes.
There it is.
Many goblins fall to your blast. You feel tired, but you realise that your staff is re-energising you. You feel you could do that again.
Maybe I should do it again. Didn't work as well this time, got 6.
Unfortunately, the staff didn't actually re-empower you. You thought you could do it again. It just made you feel better about it. Something about a giant golden staff that does that. Right, dwarf. There seems to be a larger goblin wearing better armour standing there. He looks like a captain. He's precariously standing near a ledge.
Aye. I'm gonna bull rush him and push him off the
That
ledge.
sounds like a plan.
22.
22.
Right, so you run up to him with your shield raised and push him with it. This goblin goes flying off this ledge down into sort of the area below. In a proper fall backwards. He looks up at you with fear in his eyes as he hits the floor.
Hans Gruber style.
Yeah, it's horrible to behold. The splat on the floor is going to take ages to clean. But that's not your
Mr.
problem.
Goblin.
Right. You guys continue on to the Scurvy Dwarf. You see friends of yours fighting outside of it. It seems like there's a lot of death and destruction in the air. Are you going inside or are you going to continue outside? The army is split up in here. It's all over the city.
We need to find Crot.
How are you going to find out where he is? What is your plan to find him?
Let's get in the Scurvy Dwarf. Let's get some goblins. Let's kill loads of them and keep one and ask him where Crod is.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Or Where does it look like the head of the battle is? I assume he'll be there.
It is everywhere. The battle is everywhere. They're attacking everywhere at once at full force. They've exploded out of here. The guards are unaware. There's no resistance here. It's just everywhere.
Did we pick anything up from the first crowd?
Big key to open the door into the city.
Do we still have it?
Yeah?
Maybe we can, draw him out.
Just walk around with a key in the air.
Tell him that we killed his brother.
Okay, so you're going to find some goblins and tell them you've killed the other crod.
Yes, and then let one of them go.
That sounds like a fair and reasonable plan. Outside the Scope Dwarf, you notice that Ulrich, the barkeep, has a bigger axe than you, and he's just swinging it at goblins because they're trying to get into his pub, and he's really not okay with that. Right. Ranger, are you going to assist Ulrich?
Of course. Long friend, I charge forward and swing with my sword that I recently picked up again.
That's fine, as long as you picked it up again. We'll be
Natural
okay.
20.
You slice the legs off of one goblin. As you follow through again, you cut him in the torso, not the horso. I was going to say head again, but decided to do something different. So you swing and take a goblin apart, just sort of 2 or 3 pieces. Mage.
Let's do this lightning thing again. Let's go for it.
We're going to go for another power
Literally
sword.
my only spell.
We have 2 other spells.
I know.
3 other spells. 12 spells.
12.
12. You shoot lightning at some people, you knock a few down. You notice you actually take a few people in the Scove Dwarf down, but they looked a bit evil anyway, so it's probably
shifty.
a good thing. They looked shifty, they had those shifty eyes. So they fall out the windows a little bit charred. You're getting through. You could probably push your way through now with one good charge. But so as you keep going,
I'm gonna bull rush.
And try and push your way into the bar.
Push them out the way. Make a path. 11.
As you charge forward, you sort of batter a few out of the way as you're going, and you reach the front of the bar, where Ulrich stands and goes, "It's about time you got back." He now speaks slightly like you. I can't quite get the accent going, but that'll do.
Hello there, laddie.
He sort of fist bumps you as a fellow dwarf and says, "Right, let's get this sorted, shall we?" I like the fist bump sound. So you stand there together, and the dwarf, you raise the key.
I have this key. Bring out Crod, the merciless.
The goblins look at you and go, "But you must have killed Crod's brother to get them."
Aye, that we did.
And now we seek an audience with him.
With the one you killed or the other?
No, Crod the merciless. Not Crod the pointy.
But he's at the bridge trying to get into the palace. We can't let you get there.
Cool. I cut this goblin's head off and then we go to the bridge going to the palace.
To the bridge.
The ranger kills this goblin, cutting his head off. Guys, we said no more head cutting. It's becoming repetitive.
It works though.
It does work. It does do the job. So you guys continue to battle your way through the streets towards the bridge. The ebb and flow of battle seems very dangerous, very brutal, but somehow you all make it there pretty much unscathed. The bridge is controlled by the goblin forces. 2 large orcs stand there in full plate armour with big axes. In the distance you can hear shouting from the palace. This is one of their last lines of defence before they assault.
I have no qualms with orcs. Only goblins. No.
The ranger decides not to kill the goblins.
No, I decide to kill the orcs.
Oh, sorry, not goblins.
So, is it me first?
As always, Ranger.
I fire 2 shots, 1 at each.
Very well.
That's a 25 and a 19.
The first one hits. The second one skirts off to the side, missing it.
Oh.
Arrow goes into one of the orc's arms, but doesn't seem to cause him much discomfort. Mage.
I'm gonna cast a lightning bolt at one of the other orcs that's not dead. And 16.
The lightning bolt shoots forward and connects with him. It seems to ignore his armour. And it seems like he's in pain, a lot of pain. But he still stands, coming forward with this giant axe. Dwarf?
Well, I'm gonna attack him with my war axe.
Sounds like a solid plan. You charge forward with your war axe towards the big guy. This guy's about twice your height, by the way. He's quite a big guy.
16.
You swing at him with your axe, and you fail to connect with your shot.
Oh. I'm a Sad.
The orcs charge forward towards the dwarf, both of them swinging their axes at him. The first fails to connect. The second, however, gets a hit, glancing across the dwarf's armour, doing 11 points of damage.
Oh.
The dwarf stumbles backwards in pain. He's felt pain before, but this is excruciating. The ranger moves swiftly after this, deciding on what to do.
I quickly sheath my bow and draw my sword. I run at the orc that hit the dwarf and swing my sword at him.
Go for it. Charges forward in an angry fashion.
To miss entirely.
And he misses entirely, but he tried his best at least. Mage.
Okay, I'm gonna fire blast at the horrible orc that hurt my friend.
Okay, you fire blast the horrible orc that hurt your friend.
24.
Natural 20.
Natural 20, right.
What does that mean?
Natural 20 means it's the highest roll you can do on a dice. The fire bursts forth from your hand and hits him in the chest. As earlier you notice that he seems okay, but then it starts as you see light start to explode out of him. He seems to be melting underneath his armour. It's really causing him some pain.
He needed some fireproof pyjamas.
He did need some fireproof pyjamas.
Save me, lass.
Although, didn't save the first guy.
Did not save the first guy because you missed his pyjamas.
So me, it might be the heat bow, but I love you.
And then everyone fell in love with everyone on this team.
I think I love you.
I love you too.
The dwarf decides after falling in love that he should probably... For God's sake, guys, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. There's no place for that here.
Definitely.
The dwarf decides that maybe he should kill the other orc because, you know, to save everyone.
Oh, I forgot about you. I'm gonna attack him with my war axe. 10.
You unfortunately miss it with your war axe.
Nuts.
It swings at the mage.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god. What do I do? What do I do?
What is your armour class, mage?
14.
Unfortunately, you've been hit by the dark, wicked war axe.
Oh my god.
12 points of damage.
I'm dead.
She is dead.
Oh no.
Well, she's on -2. So she's not dead, she's dying.
The mage stumbles backwards, letting out one final spell. What spell would you like to let out as your final spell before you fall?
The storm won again.
Then roll for your storm. Please do well. Please do well.
14.
As she stumbles backwards from the axe wound, her hands ripple and explode with lightning, striking the orc, sending him up into the air. And he dies. But unfortunately, so does the mage.
Oh.
Perfect time for confessions of love, apparently.
Why? Why does everything that I love leave me?
The party, which is now just two lonely adventurers, stand over the corpse of another friend. It is a sad day for them. The music starts playing, which tells you that someone is clearly dying, and they have but moments to say their last regrets.
Take the staff.
I will.
Mage, I'm here for you.
Thank God. I was gonna get so lonely.
Come into the light, mage.
Coming.
In death's warm embrace, the mage finds an old friend,
I love you.
I love you too.
and everyone falls in love. Again, it seems. It's a very sad moment for us all.
Do you know what'd be great?
What? Wait, I can't talk to you. I'm the DM. I can't talk directly to you.
I'm a ghost. I can talk to everyone.
That makes perfect sense. Of course, I'll go for it. It's fine.
Do you know what'd be great?
What?
If to welcome the mage into the afterlife, we heard a lovable ditty called The Rains of Castamere.
I'm sure I can make that happen for you, my friends, my departed friends. I'll try my best.
Hi, guys.
As the party walk across the bridge, down by two of their members, they realise that Crod the Merciless stands before them, stronger and taller than his brother, kitted out in full armour, a large sword in hand. He laughs and says, "Didn't expect to see you again, dwarf. Thought I left you for dead in that cave."
What?
Yes, it was me that killed your family. And the Mage's family. I'm basically everyone's plot points.
You monster.
I am a monster. And now I'm your death. Prepare to fight me.
Prepare to die.
Combat begins. The ranger, as always, charges forwards, I assume, with his bow.
Fires 2 arrows.
And fires 2 arrows, because he didn't charge forward this time.
No, and definitely not. I fire 2 useless arrows.
2 arrows fly past the ogre. He chuckles to himself, saying, "It'll take more than that to kill me. I'm Crod the Merciless." Dwarf,
I'm gonna try and bull rush him and push him over.
go for it.
17.
You charge towards the guy and he bats you away with a hand and says, "I'll deal with you later."
What?
He steps forward towards the ranger. "Have you made your peace?" He says as he swings his sword at you. Okay, I keep rolling criticals every time I aim at a party member. It's going very well. It deals 12 damage to the ranger, hacking you in one of your legs.
I got your back, bro.
Ranger, what do you do? He's standing right in front of you.
I swing at his legs with my sword.
You swing at his leg with your sword.
25.
You hit him, hacking at his hamstrings. He stumbles forward slightly, nearly falling on you. And then he comes back up and goes, but a scratch. Dwarf, you regain your stance.
I'm gonna throw my axe at him.
Good choice.
6.
Ranger, how close are you to the ogre at this point?
Pretty.
Would you say you're close enough that if someone missed with an axe, it may hit you?
The worst.
I think we should check if it hits you. It doesn't. It swings safely past and embeds itself in a tree.
My bad.
The poor tree squeals in pain.
Falls over dead.
Yeah. Did anyone hear that tree scream? It scared me.
You're going down.
Crod turns to you, Dwarf,
Oh dear.
and says, "I said I'd deal with you later,"
Well,
and kicks at you with his good leg. He makes contact but doesn't manage to push you away.
yeah.
Ranger, go.
I swing my sword at his other leg. Well, no, actually, it's his back leg. I'm saying I'll take it off. No. 13.
The ranger swings his sword. Unfortunately, he misses. It makes contact with the ground, but little else. Love this music. It's really good for this battle. Dwarf, go.
I'm gonna try and hit him with my war axe. 18.
It hits him. You hack him in the chest and sort of you leave a wound that bleeds straight through his armour.
Oh yeah.
He cackles at the pain. He seems to be getting angry. But also he seems insane.
My god.
He swings at you again. But he swings with his sword this time. He's not messing around anymore. And I got a 20 again. You guys are all watching this, right? You're seeing these. Yeah.
Oh dear.
The dwarf, lucky on my damage roll, takes only 8 damage.
I'm still standing.
The dwarf still stands, even though this sword would have killed most lesser men. But he is no man. What are you, my friend?
I'm a dwarf.
There we go then. Ranger, go.
I take it he has his back turned on me now, facing
He
the
does
dwarf.
indeed.
I jump and attempt to plunge my sword into the top of his back.
The ranger attempts to jump and plunge his sword into the guy's back. I feel like audio description at the moment. What's your jump roll, my friend?
19.
You jump into the air. Really far, like higher than you should be able to. As it is a cliche moment, you jumping in the air.
Yes.
And your sword
It's an 18.
plunges into his back. The dwarf sees this sword appear through the front of this ogre. The ogre stumbles forward and then launches himself back up again, knocking you to the ground. Sword still through him. Dwarf.
Hey. Time to finish you off. Oh yeah, I'm attacking with my war axe.
I assumed as much.
Hey.
It's your go-to move.
18.
You hit the guy, and you sort of hack him just above the sword wound, but he's still going.
My god. Unstoppable.
He looks at the ranger, who's just put a sword through him, pulls the sword from his back. You see organs move. and he plunges it into the ranger's heart.
The second time I've been stabbed by my own sword.
It's happened again. I've rolled a 28. Look, this dice. I need a different dice. And stabs it into you. Time seems to slow down as life ebbs away from the ranger.
Can I forego the speech everyone gave? And
No.
just shoot him.
Have to do a speech. Because
Laddie, are you okay?
We're here.
We are coming for you to bring you into the afterlife. It's pretty cool.
Can I go to the other one, please?
No.
Oh, you've been really good.
I really haven't.
Here.
I'll tell you about all my bad deeds, seriously.
There's so many fireproof
So many bad
pajamas.
things.
No bad deeds. All bad deeds are forgiven.
No.
the ranger, upset by his friends coming to get him, he really wanted rid of them. That's why he's been secretly killing them. Well, that's the story we're going to tell, so he gets out of
What?
heaven.
No.
You can go to the bad place. Play some bad music. Play some evil music. You don't
The
get-
ghosts decide what music plays. I can't control this anymore. The ghosts are in charge of music.
We cast you into the fire. Don't we, mage?
Yes.
The mage was way more evil.
The mage is very evil, but
Shall we see what's happening with the dwarf?
Yeah.
meanwhile, back in reality, without the delusions of death, the dwarf is being beaten into a pulp by this ogre who is just punching him repeatedly in the face while he tries to talk to his dying friend. Say what again?
All my party members are dead. You will die.
The dwarf raises up his war axe one final time in an almost Isildur-like way against an unbeatable opponent and swings.
I got a 5.
And he'll
You got 15 then, didn't you?
Oh, 15.
You swing your axe at him, and you hack him across the top of his legs. He howls in pain as the attack goes in at a place where no male would want to be hit. He staggers backwards and falls, crushing the ranger, who is already dead, but it's still an important thing. This ogre falls on him. Crod the Merciless is dead.
Don't you die yet, laddie. I need to ask you something. You said you killed my parents. What is my real name?
Your real name is Goblin's Bane. And then
God.
he dies.
My God. I felt it in me all along. The pain.
We're here. We're here for
you.
Even John.
I guess, yeah.
He wanted
Hi,
to come
John.
after all.
I can die in peace now, you guys.
You realise you weren't dying, dwarf. You were actually reasonably healthy at the end of this. No, you can die. Yeah, you die too. Yeah. He falls on you as well. It's fine. It's cool. It's fine.
It was
I'm dying
The
from my
terminal
wound.
illness you were suffering from.
Oh God, yeah. Ooh.
I had the plague. I never told you guys.
Oh, the medieval plague.
The medieval plague.
Let's all go to RPG Character Heaven.
Yes, let's go.
I'd like that a lot.
So what was your real name?
Goblin Bane.
Wow. I didn't see that coming. So we're all dead. Does that mean we lose?
I don't think so.
Let's go.
Maybe we should just all be winners.
The only way you lose is by not playing the game at all.
That's very true, John. That's some delightful sentiment there. Hey, I've been in RPG Character Heaven the longest, and I've found this excellent thing. It's called a cursiform. A cursiform, rather. I think you spell it CSRFM. You see what I did there? And they have this great music. And let's hear some of it. And we'll be back. Hello. This is Joe and Alex.
Hello.
And James.
Hello.
And Emily.
Hello.
And we've got Connor.
Hello.
And Chris in the studio.
Hello.
What you were listening to was one of the craziest experiments in history. There's a gentleman in the window who just waved at all of us. it was one of the weirdest things I've ever done. We tried to have a go at D&D on the radio. Gang, do we think it went well? I mean, we had fun, didn't we?
Yeah, I think it worked well.
Yeah, it went well.
I think it's the sort of thing that, if it was a regular thing, would actually be quite interesting.
Okay. James, you experimented with the character. How did you prepare for the role of Hammerhelm?
I didn't really. I don't know. Like in all these kind of fantasy things, I'm always like a dwarf. So
why are you always a dwarf?
I don't know. I just like them. They're stocky and they got awesome beards and they drink a lot.
Now, a central thing. Orange juice. Always drinking orange juice. Now, Connor, you're a sort of a veteran dungeon master now. I think that's fair to say. Is that right?
That's fair enough. Yeah.
How did you find the challenge of doing a slightly different type of game?
It was absolutely terrifying because normally if I'm doing it, it's just me and the guys that are playing just sitting in a room. Whereas this went out live, and that meant if anything went wrong, it just had to happen. We just had to go with it.
Yeah.
But
I think we did all right.
I think we did okay. Yeah.
Because you were saying it was a simplified version, wasn't it? Like, it's not as straightforward as that usually, is it?
Alex, I mean, you're a regular D&D player. Sort of how basic was that compared to what you usually play?
That was insanely basic. That was still good. That was very enjoyable because it's got everything which I love about D&D, which is fighting stuff, making yourself feel good, a bit of fun with your friends. But in terms of complexity, the combat and the way everything happened would have been significantly different had I been playing with the rules, as it were.
Right. Now, death was a very key theme within the show. We didn't really plan on death being a key theme, did we? But death is a part of life. Emily, you died after me.
I did, yeah.
Did you enjoy your death scene?
I did, yeah, actually. I think the music went really well with it as well.
That's an excellent piece of music.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks to Chris, for playing that out, and thank you to Emily for sourcing. Was it you that found...
It was James.
It was James that found that wonderful theme from The Incredible Hulk.
It's a dramatic death. Hammerhelm confesses love to you.
Now...
To be
emotional.
There is something to be said for the music. Like, we try and work it in when we're playing D&D, but just having an actual kind of technician on site, as it were, to kind of make the magic happen was just something else.
I felt like that helped the whole game. Alex, I need to know. It's almost like we're doing a behind the scenes. You know, there's that. Yeah. What's it called? Thrones cast.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Before we go any further, let's just throw it out there. What's Thronecast? Tell us about that.
The worst television program ever, dumbing down Game of Thrones so people actually understand it when really they're just sitting there going, "Oh my God, it's Cersei Lannister. What's she like? Oh my God,
what's she wearing?
Oh my God."
So that's what we're going to do here. Basically, we're gonna dumb down Dungeons and Dragons. Alex, oh my God. Why didn't you want to come to RPG Character Heaven with me and Emily?
That was nothing to do with me. That was all John. That's part of the character playing. Like, you've got to...
Okay, Alex, you're a professional actor. Why don't you think John wanted to go to RPG Character Heaven?
I don't know. I think that he wanted to go... He didn't ever thought of himself as a good person. He thought that he'd been through a lot of battles, he'd been through a lot of wars, he'd seen some terrible things in his time, and really he just kind of felt that at the end of it he just wanted it to end. He wanted himself, the kind of the person who'd done all these kind of atrocities during war, to just fade out.
And James, to find out that you were the original Goblin's Bane.
I was going to say, it's kind of like the ending was almost the beginning. Like, who is Goblin Bane?
It brought it full circle.
All these why all the goblins? Why is it such a great title to have? You know, and Hammerhelm was the original Goblin Bane. So
I suppose it begs the question. Sorry, go on, Emily.
Maybe you were the leader of the goblins and you organised all this thing, and then Crod overthrew you and left you in the cave.
Who was Hammerhelm?
Yeah, maybe he was in charge of all the goblins.
It kind of had a Doctor Who moment.
Very nice. Yes, that was
Goblin Who.
Goblin Who.
Goblin Bane.
Okay. Well, we are going to go to another song very quickly, and then we'll be back for some more post-game discussion.
Just before we go to the song,
sure.
Might I ask for a few words from Chris, who'd like to plug his show?
Well, we were going to say, yeah, sure, why not? You can do that now if you like.
You know, you didn't need to do that straight away. No. But just firstly, before we get into the track straight away, I'd just like to thank you guys. That was an absolutely mind-boggling experience for me. Do you know, as someone who's never played D&D before, that was
it was an experience for me. So thank you very much.
Thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
And yes, as Alex correctly pointed out, you can listen to Showcase tomorrow night from 9 here on CSR FM, your only alternative for our forgotten sounds of the 90s. No, forgotten sounds of the 70s. Sorry, I do believe
He's forgotten what the forgotten sounds are.
Forgotten sounds of the 70s.
That's how committed he is. Okay, right. Time for a bit of the Black Keys. We will be back in a couple of minutes, and we'll just be wrapping up. We'll be wrapping up this game. We'll see you in a few. Hello, we're back. We've got like 8 minutes left. Let's go to Emily now. Emily, you played your first game of D&D today.
Yeah, well, it's probably obviously simplified, so...
How was it? Well, it may have been simplified rules, but you did have to do it on the air.
I did.
How was it?
Daunting.
I think you did a good job.
And I kept rolling bad rolls. Well, as long as I make it about rolling
What was
bad
with
rolls.
that storm? That storm,
Nothing was
storm didn't want to work, did it?
Only once, and then it took out everything apart from the big thing.
like literally right at the exact right moment.
Yeah.
When there was loads of them.
It's because the magic was right, and
Would you play D&D again?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you want to do one without live radio? I think that would probably be.
It'll probably go on for longer as well, which would be good.
Yes.
Yeah, we could actually get together and play.
Yeah.
We're trying to get a group at the moment, just for like the last month. So.
Well, I've got a week. I've got a week left.
What did everyone think of my accent? It went off.
Do you know what?
I think I kept some kind of accent up.
Yeah, it was the commitment that I appreciated. I mean, I can't hold an accent for that long.
No, nor can I. And I don't think it was even Scottish at most parts.
I don't know what it was, but
it went pirate. Yeah, it went pirate a few times.
Yeah. I really hope if you nominate, I really hope if you put yourself forward for any more radio awards, you just exclusively use Scottish James, and then when you go up to collect your award, you just go, "Hello, you right?"
Thank you.
And just speaking of awards, by the way, we went to Kick Awards.
Yep.
We had fun.
Yeah, we did.
We got what was it called?
Highly commended.
Highly commended. And congratulations to the review show with Will and Philippa, who do a great show, and they totally deserve that win. Yeah. But yes,
it's almost like a runner-up, isn't it?
And we got a free glass of orange juice.
We did.
We did indeed.
Indeed.
Heavily alcoholic orange juice.
No, it wasn't. What are you on about?
It was just orange juice.
Okay, we've got a couple of minutes left before. How long have we got? Okay, I'm definitely keeping track of this. Right. So, what are we doing tomorrow? Anyone?
Oh yeah, we've got a drive time show.
We do 3 till 6. Are we all going to be there?
Yeah,
yeah, we will.
I think so.
I'll be very tired because I have work tonight, but.
That's fun. Well, we've got a couple of things. We've got a couple of things coming up. I've got a couple of features that I've planned. One that I've already told the guys about, which you'll get to hear tomorrow, is did Nicolas Cage say this? And
the answer is probably yes.
The answer is well. There's a few of each, so
it makes sense. Then no.
It should be fun. However, next Monday is our last show ever.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's pretty depressing.
Well, no, it's cause for celebration. It's like the Geek Show has saved the world from 2 terrible ogres, and we all died.
So we're all going over to the outside.
I don't know how many shows we've done overall.
We've done nearly 30, I think, which is pretty impressive. So next week we've got we'll have Play Us Out Championships, and we'll also be doing the Geek Show Awards, where we'll be offering pretend prizes off to some of the best things that have happened all year. However, it's goodbye from me, Joe Lenton. It's goodbye from Alex Branson.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from James Miller.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Emily Parker.
Bye.
It's goodbye from Connor Stiff. That's his real surname.
It is my real surname.
And it's goodbye from Chris Reinhold. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
It's goodbye from me.
Thank you for joining us on the show. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed playing it. We'll see you tomorrow for the Drive Time show. Join Chris's show at 9 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll see you next week.